No matter what happens in wrestling, in the industry, and all of the scandals and fallout that come with it, there's only one real important thing, and that's the talent. Because if you have a good wrestling talent behind you, then audiences can forgive a lot of the chicanery, the scumbaggery, the absolute that we have to put up with in other areas. If you can put on good matches, you'll get people in seats. If you can get this anchor with the fans, then you're investing in them, and they'll keep investing in you for years to come. Today, you can look at wrestlers like The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Samoa Joseph as people who are showing an example of how to move through the thick sludge of the WWE and strike the balance between business and blistering matches. Now, the WWE has in the past come to breaking point, but it's with superstars like those that I've just mentioned and those on this list that have been able to step up to the plate and hit it out of the goddamn park. With this in mind, I'm Jules for WhatCulture.com, and these are 5 shining lights in WWE's darkest hours. Number 5, Bret Hart, 1992. Simply put, the WWE needed Bret Hart in 1992. With the absolute decimation of the company at the hands of steroid drug scandals and huge names leaving, somebody had to take the reins. Now, it should never be stated or implied that Bret Hart only got his championship run here because of the fact that they all left, but it definitely bumped him up the queue a bit. His work speaks for itself, though, and he relished the opportunity to take hold of the strap and actually lead the company out of a dark period. What it meant for the company was huge. While he didn't have the same huge draw as the 24-inch pythons of Hulk Hogan, what he did have was a dedicated fan base. Smaller, but people who would stick with the WWE and create a better quality of product in the long run. Number 4, John Cena, 2007. Say what you will about John Cena and his terrible collection of out-of-work clothes, but when it comes to a superstar face in the WWE, you can't really do much better than him. He was an absolute general for the WWE in the post-Benoit backlash. After the double murder-suicide, the media slammed the company and its drug testing policies. Again, a lot of bigger names in the company stepped back and came back a little less vascular, so in that meantime, Vince had to find his champion. And he found it in John Cena. The guy looked like he'd been doing extracurricular work, but he had never received a detention from the wellness policy, so he was fit to rule. He managed to carry the likes of Bobby Lashley and others to their best matches in a long old while and set a record run as WWE champion. He was clean, a reliable performer, and great on the mic. Even though this was before his dark period as Big Match John, he was already a star at this point. Number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin, 1996. Sometimes you don't need to be an instant win to be considered a success. That's something that the WWE is kind of losing sight of at the moment whenever they bring in a new talent and then immediately bury them the moment they don't get immediately over as the next big thing. Laying the groundwork for a legacy takes time, and by God, Stone Cold Steve Austin was laying paving stones brick by brick for years. The 1996 King of the Ring victory was a monumental moment, but it was the prelude to this, the promos, the cutting jibs, the overall edge to Austin that began to draw attention. His match with Bret Hart was another essential moment, but it was his charisma and refusal to kiss the boss's ass that got him turning heads and putting butts in seats. As he put it in his own words, he drew money. People were bored of the safe, kiddie-friendly wrestling gimmicks at this time, so this was a breath of fresh air. On the back of Austin's rage, one of the most profitable eras of the company was born. He wasn't polite, he wasn't nice, but he was damn well cheered wherever he went. Number 2, Shawn Michaels, 1995 to 1996. If you were to come to our office and say the name Shawn Michaels, then you're probably going to be met with 2 very polarizing opinions. You're going to have half of the crowd saying, "F***ing absolute backstage really manipulative, horrible person," and then you're going to find the other half that sound, well, kind of like your mum and me in that they scream praise for hours and hours about him. But the thing that unites these 2 sides is this: he was an unbelievable in-ring performer. He may have chosen his friends well behind the scene, but he rubbed off on them, bringing the best out of those he worked with. He was absolutely magnetic, and it's so easy to see why Vince put so much stock in this boy through this period. As he rose up the babyface ranks, he established match quality, which at this point was much more important than just sheer money draw. The WWE were building a better product for years to come in Shawn and Bret Hart, and maintaining that quality meant that the way was laid for others to come in and make the real money. And number 1, CM Punk 2011. It was genuinely hard to choose which CM Punk moment to put on here, what with his 2009 heel run being absolute dynamite. But when it comes to the crunch, it's here in 2011 where Chick Magnet Punk, yes, Chick Magnet Punk, really showed his best in WWE's worst times. Let's just set the scene. At this point, the WWE was feeling very stagnant. It relied too much on those that had established themselves already as stars and seemed resistant to let the youth take any of their spotlight. Legends they may have been, but the audience was growing frustrated at seeing up-and-comers buried again and again. Enter CM Punk, the voice of the voiceless, who said something that no one else expected him to say. That he didn't need to be at the WWE, that he could take his ball and go somewhere else. That really hadn't been done in the same way or with the same venom as this before. These pipe bombs, this fury at being the spoke on the wheel of the WWE that turned forever and ever, were the absolute shot of coffee that the WWE universe needed. It's a moment of rage that remains as fascinating today as it did then. And it was needed. And trust me, there's a reason why I keep saying this word. It was needed. The WWE did not want to address any of their problems. In their eyes, they didn't have any. But CM Punk made them not only aware of it, but he made them sit down and listen to it. At least for a little while longer. And there we go, 5 wrestlers who were the shining lights in WWE's darkest hours. I know that there are a ton more, but I want to hear about them from you down in the comments section below. Who knows, I might even make another follow-up list and use your reasoning as to why to put on those entries. Now, if you want to see more content like this, you can click here for a video that I did on 10 gimmick matches that have never been seen again, or if you want to see what I've been up to on the gaming channel for the past 2 years, yes, it's been that long, then you can click here. Anyway, as always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!